my name is Cheyenne Earlywine, and I have decided to do my analysis on ADP, automatic data processing, or now known as always designing for people. The underperforming dimension that I choose to focus on for ADP is innovation. ADP has always been and will continue to be for a while the top performer in their industry of payroll. However, they are falling behind as some of their competitors have branched out to doing other things within banking. Ramifications of underperformance. So, as I spoke about, ADP is one of the top competitors in their industry. However, smaller sharks are now coming into the game and offering more services for cheaper. You can look at certain companies such as Square Cash, which is pictured here in this photo, or Intuit. These are companies that allow individual users or companies themselves to do things themselves or do things at the touch of a button. What we see here is called a POS system. This POS system is a form of a way to take payment that also can communicate with your payroll system. This is something that ADP does not have at the time. They do not have a system that communicates with the payroll back end. And these other companies are now coming and offering it for cheaper. Company structure. It was said in a study by Northwestern regarding how important it is to be innovative or how important innovation is, that growth in technology has been the biggest improvement to life in the past 50 years. And as a result, companies that embrace innovation have had a stable advance in immediately meeting the demands of their customers. So we see through this quote that innovation is increasingly important in order to grow your business and continue on a path of growth. ADP currently spends very little money on advertising. They do not air any commercials or anything like that. They pride themselves in doing so. However, in a world where media and technology has come to be the center of our universe, this may be a negative rather than a positive for the company as we begin to move forward. Utilizing outside sales representatives. This is something that ADP still does. They utilize outside sales representatives that go out and quote unquote win business. While this does definitely afford ADP, those smaller businesses that are harder to get in touch with, it is difficult because they are not marketing to a wide audience as other companies are, rather smaller audiences as they go door to door. They fall behind in a digital age, as you can see here on your picture on your right. This is a commercial by Intuit TurboTax or Intuit Payroll. So they choose to do a few different operations and offer a few different things. And they also have commercials that showcase different celebrities. This is a way to get younger business owners and even individuals to come in and be able to use their company at a cheap price at the touch of a button. Next is conscious culture. So, the conscious culture of ADP has obviously changed a little bit. As I mentioned in the beginning, they were originally automatic data processing. They are now always designing for people. So, this is a great switch that they made, just making people centered business. So, a people centered focus, which is really awesome. They leave room for leadership experience within their company. They have positive reinforcement for all of their employees. They have clear expectations outlined, and they have clear power structure. ADP has a great conscious culture, and this is definitely something that they do not lack in. They are always improving their company culture, and for these reasons, I believe that it'll be easy for them to move forward with innovation with the current team that they have. 8 steps to processing in The 8-step process for leading change. So, what I believe ADP needs to do is they need to begin marketing and they need to begin catching up to their competitors and offering different services. This being a POS system. So, as we spoke about, the POS system is a brick and mortar store system that you can connect to your payroll. This is something that ADP currently outsources or partners with banks in order to do. They do not have an attachment to this market at this time. So, my idea would be to create a new POS campaign through their marketing and run commercials for it. They would have to build a solid plan for distribution. They would have to form marketing and IT teams in order to get this information out that ADP is now selling this, as well as make a good product. They would have to enlist current ADP partners. They would need to enable a workforce that is going to work for them. They would need to generate interest within business. What this means is that um, they would need to make sure that this information is out there and that they're generating interest. They would need to sustain a quality product and returning customers. They would need to institute a campaign among current employees. So they would need to currently use the employees that they have in order to move forward with this. They would need to going back on to enable, they would need to enable their business partners that they currently utilize. So certain banks, such as Bank of America or Chase banks that they partner with, in order to move their business forward with those partnerships. Challenges. One of the challenges would be obviously current competitors, as some of the competitors of this market have already started to move forward. Company focus would need to shift. So this means that outside of currently their outside sales department that they have might need to change to a different focus. And this could mean a potential loss of current departments, such as outside sales, as they move on to a more online focus where people would be coming to ADP rather than ADP coming to them. This is kind of the shift that we're seeing in different environments, that people are doing more online things. So it may be obsolete to be going door to door fairly soon. A reflection of what I would personally do if I was running a management team who is kind of spearheading this innovation movement moving forward with ADP is that I would use job-centered leadership behavior. This involves paying close attention to the work of subordinates, explaining work procedures, and demonstrating a strong interest in performance. I would also utilize employee-centered leadership behavior, which is it involves attempting to build effective work groups within high performance goals. Another thing that we would do is that we would need to use system innovation. This creates a functionality by assembling parts in new ways. So, obviously, with innovation being the focus here, we would want to be sure that all things are working in the right direction. Thank you so much for attending my presentation and for learning a little bit more about the insight of ADP's potential future innovation. Thank you.